Strive for improvement, time for the blueprint. Minds to elevate, thrive, and demonstrate, planting a movement. Sow the seeds, educate the flourish, building up the team. Our network with purpose, industry is green. We've only scratched the surface, know this call is deep. Nobody gon' outwork us. Yeah, we chasing greatness, trying to give the code. Moving up with patience, foundation stone. Doing what it takes, we're here to break the mold. This for anyone who wanna level up, let's grow.
Guys, welcome to another episode of the Plant Movement Podcast. Thank you guys for taking time out of your day to listen to the podcast. You know, we want to continue to bring you guys value, education, and we want to see you guys grow in the industry in whatever you touch. Today, we're going to continue, guys, on the journey. And today, we're going to be interviewing Ariel Rodriguez that brings outdoor lighting to the table in a massive, big way. He's done it his whole life, career of choice, and we've just been talking back and forth. It's going to be a great podcast. Ariel, thank you so much for coming, my bro.
Nice to meet you, brother.
Thank you, man. Thank you for taking the time to come. Man, there's just so many different things. I want to start off with what you, like how you got into lighting, and then let's go from there. I want to talk about your two companies and what they bring to the table.
Well, I got into the lighting industry a long time ago. I was actually 17 years old, and I started on the phones, telemarketing, getting opportunities from different chief engineers and property management companies throughout the country. Just getting an opportunity to get my foot in the door and let them know who we are, what we do, and how we do it. From there, it just the evolution from incandescent and fluorescent to now LED has just been a huge change. Being able to go after, like, you know, what I call low-hanging fruit when you walk into a facility or a building and you see people that are consuming and still using high intensity discharge lamps in their parking lot or in their stairwells. So we show them how to go ahead and start the transition to LED. Okay. They know that it's an initial investment, but the return on the investment is huge, and it comes shortly. So, you know, we've been able to do that, and from there we transition into, I think, which is a sexy part of lighting, is the landscape lighting. Yeah. No, I mean, being able to hit those royal palms all the way up there and being able to hit it with different beam spreads and degrees, it's pretty cool. So we were able to transition into that area, and very quickly I just, you know, I took a liking to it. It just at night when you come and visit that customer and say, how did it come out, how did it look, we need to make some adjustments. Yeah, let's make a couple adjustments here and there, but as you know, you spend quite a bit of money in the investment of putting these beautiful trees and palms and hedges around your property, and at night you're gonna leave them dark.
Yeah, that's what it is, though. A lot of people don't think about that.
Right.
But if you want that extra edge, you have to bring the lights into the game.
Sure.
So you started off young as a telemarketer. So right there, bro, I already know, man.
Yeah.
You got the thick bones, the thick skin. And then from there, now you were doing more, you do commercial, which is going to, let's say, an old HOA and say, hey guys, everything's old school.
Sure.
Let's light it up. Let's do it a little bit different. Let's do LEDs. Because that's where the more investment will be. It's not, let's say, a homeowner that wants to do one spotlight and an LED. It's more commercial on that aspect.
No, but commercial's great, and landscape lighting is fantastic too, especially when again, it's not a necessity. It's a luxury to be able to put and be able to afford a beautiful design in your landscape. So obviously, when you have a nice piece of property, it gets up there. So we're willing to walk that out, and we're willing to sit with your designers and your architects and go through the whole process with you. One of the things that we pride ourselves on is being able to source products and deal with different manufacturers, which we think would be the best fit for you guys and what you're trying to do. Do you want to go RGBW? Do you want to have, a show with different colors and different?
Oh, wow. Because they have all that.
They have all that. And so we know how to navigate and direct you to the right guys and the right people that not only is going to give us the best bang for our buck, but are going to stand behind us. Because again, at the end of the day, everything is made with an idea that it's going to fail down the road. So you want to make sure that you're dealing with a manufacturer that's reputable, that is going to stand behind us. When it fails, not if it fails, when something fails, you're able to go ahead and replace it for them like you promised, because it does come with a warranty, it does come with a guarantee, and you want to be able to, come through for your customer.
That's very true. If you're not working with good brands, it ain't worth it.
Right.
The brands you guys work with are all commercial grade, so this stuff's meant to last. It's not the Home Depot stuff.
No.
What's the big difference between the two?
Lifetime warranty. Lifetime warranty on the brass fixtures, lifetime warranty on your transformers, because now everything's going to go 12 volt. We're not running at 120 volt through your landscape anymore.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it's a lot less?
It's a lot less. It's a lot less, God forbid, anything taps into it. Yeah. So you want to run low voltage through your whole landscape and make sure that your transformers are lifetime warranty and your fixtures are lifetime warranty. Now, I like personally using lamps. In other words, a bulb. okay? Because I can use different beam spreads. Even though a lot of the manufacturers nowadays are using integrated LED, which means that, God forbid it fails, now it's integrated. It's not like taking out the light bulb.
So that's let's say $100 piece, you got to throw it away.
You got to kind of
versus
throw it away.
versus a $2 bulb.
Well, a little
Whatever-
bit more than
whatever it costs.
but okay, it's a good analogy. But yeah, that's it. I mean, you would take out the lamp and put a new lamp.
Wow.
So yeah, those are the little things. And I also like to use well lights, lights that are in ground. You see the source, you see the light, but you don't see the fixture. And it gives you a nice look. And then, God forbid, not to talk bad about landscapers, but sometimes they're notorious for
chopping the wires.
chopping wires and hitting up lights.
I know. You got to call 311 and let them know where your cables are.
Right. 311 is the number for it.
311.
Oh, got it.
Yeah. You got to call 311 and tell them,
it's
look,
not
guys,
sunshine. What's it called?
Come out here. It's a part of it. Well, it's the county, but I think FPO come out and they'll do the power.
Yeah.
You got to let them know where yours are too.
Sure.
So they have them there. No, but that's the nature, right?
Yeah,
You're a landscaper. They called you in to come do this. And that's the thing. So let's talk about that real quick.
Sure.
Because, the landscapers are at fault because they end up chopping it. But in reality, most of the guys that end up chopping those cables are not the guys that were there from the rig.
Right.
So the fault ends up happening to most likely the landlord. The landlord ends up going the cheaper route, or they go some other route. They didn't go the initial route that the people that they used, and to cut a corner, to cut whatever, you end up getting somebody that doesn't know where things are.
Or again, at the end of the day, you can also blame it on my guys or our guys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Did you go low enough?
Yeah.
Hey guys, did you go down deep
That's
enough?
true.
And I guarantee you they did. They have to, because I do come back around.
Yeah.
But what happens is, with time, things grow, water comes, it sinks, and
Things
then
change.
Things change, things evolve, right? So there you go. You got an exposed piece of 12-2 landscape lighting wire, and boom, you hit it.
No, but I like it too, and it's very challenging for you guys today too, because some of the designs that I see in person, or designs that I see on paper, they're wild. So like, you guys have to really come in and do some really tedious, very high-end work.
Right.
I'm sure most of the people you work for are the top 3% of America,
Right.
The top earners,
Right.
And that's because it is a luxury at the end of the day.
It is.
Like, even plants in reality is a luxury.
Sure.
Like, let's say the cheap way of having plants is you live in New York and you buy them online, but you're still spending $100, $200, $400 for a little plant.
Sure.
And that's just what it costs. The plant game is what it is. It's a luxury.
Right.
So you guys come to the table and you bring just that extra pop. You have two companies. You have an install company, which is what you started first.
Well, basically what I've seen is I went ahead and started Worldwide Distributors. And one of the things that I wanted to do was be able to go direct to the manufacturers and establish the relationship, right? In anything we do, guys, we got to establish relationships. We got to be able to work with people and understand each other, and have some sort of integrity and loyalty with each other, right? And if there's something that's rubbing you the wrong way, let's bring it, let's put it on the table, and let's try to see if we can work it out or move on. One of the two. Working with manufacturers that we can count on, that come through when they say, hey, in 3 days your product will be there, that if something fails, or when something fails, they're there for you. So we were able to navigate that route. Then we were taking it to different contractors and seeing them put it up. So I've seen that a lot of electrical guys are good when it comes to rough, but boy, they're rough when it comes to trimming.
The end.
The end.
Yeah.
The meticulous part, where now we're putting covers and we're putting the final touches and putting up your lights and finally doing the trim and doing the landscape lighting. And those are the things that I said, you know what, I can put a team together here. I can come out as an electrical contractor, and I did that through Elighting. So now, not only do I purchase direct, but through our DBA, we go ahead and do the final touches, the final installation, and we go ahead and knock it out for you. Make sure everything looks
100%.
the way it's supposed
Well,
to.
you're also a distributor, so you ship nationwide.
Yeah.
So no matter where people are listening to, you can get them product.
Right.
Which is cool. So that's crazy. You came off as a distributor. You started as a distributor because you found a reason to be able to do so when you were younger.
Sure.
Big
Well,
opportunities.
when you're dealing with chief engineer and the guy's telling you, hey, I need a box of this, I need a box of that, I need the 4-foot.
This was you as an employee.
As an employee, yeah. So I would put together the orders. Go ahead and we would ship them out of our warehouses and send them out to the different buildings or the different facilities around the country. And then we started here in South Florida, and we started in Miami, and I just started visiting these people and getting an idea. And then seeing what they were using, I was like, yeah, you know what? that's not going to continue to work for you. You got to start swapping that out. You got to start considering taking out those old fluorescent tubes from your parking garages. That's got to go. You got to put now integrated LED lamp that's going to go from you consuming 32 and 32 is 64 plus a ballast. You're at almost 70 watts. Let's bring it down to 40. Let's bring it down to 35. Now lamps come with color selectable, wattage selectable, so you can even go down even lower. There's less SKUs.
Wow.
Yeah.
I thought it was just a 4K, 5K, and all
It's
those
3K,
Ks.
4K, 5K, right?
Yeah.
Those are the norm.
Color options.
Right. And then you have now 30, 40, 50 watts. So now you can drop it down to 30 watts, hit it with a 5K, or, put it at 5K, 50 watts and drop it to 3K. Whatever. What I like is uniformity. Make sure everything looks the same. Make sure everything is nice and clean. I don't know if you've ever walked in a building and you look down the hallway and this lamp is white, that
color.
one's yellow,
Yeah.
that one looks,
Yeah.
I mean, hello.
Yeah. No, you gotta be super meticulous with all that stuff. Guys, so we genuinely want to thank you for tuning in to all of the episodes that you have listened to on the Plant Movement Podcast. We put a lot of love into this. We are the voice of the industry, and I'm calling you guys out. If you want to position yourself and be a leader in your niche and what you do, what you grow, nursery base, whatever it is, guys, this podcast was created to bring us together, to be able to let other people know that you are who you are in the game. We've also, and I don't got to say this, I don't got to sell it. If you are looking for a logistics company, the guys that you're working with aren't coming through 100%, guys, we have Plant Logistics. Plant Logistics is our drivers, our personal drivers out going and delivering product professionally directly for you. The nursery growers, guys, there's no excuse to not have fire product. You don't need a doctor. We have worked on so many different things to be able to even go and spray the product at people's nurseries. If you are in Miami-Dade County, meaning you don't need a tractor, you don't need a blower, you don't need a sprayer, you don't need an employee, you don't need another W-2. You don't have to deal with that. We take care of it. A's Ornamental, guys, if you're a landscaper, you're a garden center, you're a broker, there's so many things that we bring to the table. We might not be the cheapest because that's what everyone says around town, but the reality is we come through on the things that no one wants to do. We take all the risk when it comes to gathering product, holding it for you. Think about the opportunities that can be created by having a service like that, holding product. You know how product's short? And let stuff grow. The nursery growers maintains it. Plant Logistics delivers it. You guys get the flow? We're here for you. Let's grow, guys. Enjoy the episode. So you were doing distributor. You were shipping stuff everywhere. You found lag and you're like, yo, we got to start this. We got to do this on our own.
Right.
So you started installing.
Right.
I know that had to have been fun because that's like if we went and started a landscape company.
Right.
Where it's a whole nother ballgame.
Sure.
So how was that? What was that process like? What'd you learn, man? I know why you did it, but why'd you end up actually going with it, sticking through all the fires, all the headaches, all the dealing and climbing up a new ladder?
Well, I'm not climbing up a ladder anymore, but I do like to lay the guys out. You know what I mean? Meaning I like to go ahead and flag out where I want to put the fixtures, where I want to put the lights. And some of the guys that have been with us already for a while just really know the way we operate or the way I see things, and they envision them already. Because it's pretty cool when you're able to see a house in the middle of the daytime and already picture it at night and what lit up. So that's where your vision comes. That's where you're seeing way beyond what anybody else can see, and which is pretty cool. And now some of the guys are starting to pick it up, and they know exactly where we need to put a light. Good things that have gimbals in them, right? So you can tilt it, you can move it back. If it's higher, lower, you have different beam spreads. So you can already imagine what aperture you're going to have and what you're going to be able to spread the beam spread at. At the end of the day, going back to just wanting to make sure things are done right. I saw so many people that and so many companies out there that always request money up front. I mean, you've been in business for a while and you mean to tell me you don't have a little credit and you don't have a little bit of money saved up? I don't get that. So I just started telling customers, hey, listen, it's X amount of lights, it's X amount of dollars per light, make it nice and simple math and show them that there's still companies out here who are going to come out, do the job, do it right, adjust, do everything right. And then when you're happy, then you write me a check. Yeah. I think it's a simple way to do it. I'm going to come out right. Yeah. I'm going to do it right.
Yeah, but you could do that.
Yeah.
Not everybody could do that. A lot of people if they don't get the deposit, they don't have the money even up front. And I've been in situations, man, with a lot of guys that they'll tell me, I'm waiting to get paid from this one job. Or, hey, I'm waiting for them to pay me to pay you the rest. Right. And I'm like, dude, don't you have personal money? Like, I don't know. If someone comes here to the office and they need a check for 10 grand and the bank account's at zero, I'm going to pull it out of my pocket. Sure. You get me? I don't know. I'm not gonna tell him, hey, I gotta wait for that guy to pay me that took your plants because I gave him,
And do you establish some of your customers with net 30?
Some of them have net 30.
Right.
Some of them may have 45.
Right.
But the majority is not. The majority is COD, and we've already been there, done that. Just because there's a lot of that. It's a different game. We have interviewed people like Greenwald 305, which is a very high end. He works in Coral Gables, and he's very high end. And he does all these big houses.
Sure.
And he does not. He doesn't get any money, but it's $400,000.
Right. But you're already establishing now.
He already knows who it is.
Right.
Yeah.
Remember, when you're
Big
dealing
names.
with the manufacturer, you're telling them, hey, listen, these lights are going to this project. It's not like everything is, oh no, it's coming to my warehouse and I'm gonna no.
Oh, so they work with you even to
Sure.
that extent?
Now the manufacturer knows that this is going to XYZ property, right? So now they know that. So now they know that we're going to go ahead and get that.
Do they put notice to owners?
They would if we had to. Yeah, of course.
Oh, wow.
And we would too.
Yeah.
And but God,
No, but I didn't think. I didn't think that
really.
they-
I have never.
You've never had to do it.
Never.
I know, but
never.
but for me, it's wild that a manufacturer in Wyoming or some God knows where they're at,
California, Jersey, Tennessee, wherever
they'll do that for someone like yourself. That goes a long way for you, man. That means you can move big mountains.
We can move people around. We can move product around, and we can move not only product, but we can move people. And because of the grace of God that He's given us to be able to extend, that love that.
Yeah, bro.
You know
what it is to show up to a house and say, hey, we got everything, and just this is how much it's gonna be, but don't worry, let us finish everything.
Right.
For that. You know what that present says about you guys?
Right.
You're untouchable, bro. Oh my gosh. Eddie, that's it. The podcast is over. Guys, thank you. That's it. Guys, you don't know how powerful that is to have.
Also, he's working a lot with homeowners, right?
No, he's working. No, he does commercial grade stuff. So he'll go to a building and say, "Hey, let's change everything up." So that could be a big number.
No, yeah.
And then houses too, and designers working on a lot of
But
projects.
it's also with like end consumer.
You're working with end consumer.
I'm working with end users.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
working a lot with end users. I'm working with a building down south. You probably drive by it all the time. We're doing their whole parking lot. Fixtures just got to our warehouse, and we're going to start pulling from inventory. We're going to start putting them up in the next week.
Wow.
It's going to get knocked out, and as soon it's my proposal has been converted into an invoice. They know it's already in the works. It's in the system, but until it's all said and done and complete, the check won't arrive, and that's all right. That's good because the manufacturer knows where that product's going. We all know, and again, I don't mean to knock. And I know there's people that are coming up and they're strong and they're working with integrity and so forth. But
What would you have to say? Go.
If you fall into that, let's take from Peter to pay Paul. Stop what you're doing. Let's take a minute back. Let's try to figure out and start working with getting your ability to get a little bit of credit established, right? Put a little bit of money in the bank. All that money that comes in is not yours. It's not yours. People have this misconception just because you see all that money in your bank account. No, you're just trying to be a steward for that company. God put you in that company as the CEO, the founder, the president, and so forth. But it's not your money to spend. That money's got to go around. It's got to pay employees. That's one of the things, brother. That my employees got to be taken care of. And then you got to pay bills. And then what's left over.
And it's not even for you, man. What's left over, you're supposed to get a crumb of what's left over because you're supposed to reinvest it all.
And you know what? And at the end of the day, you know what we found, if we sow in God's house, if we sow with people and be generous, brother, God's always going to.
Bro, that's funny because that's all we preach here, man.
Yeah, man. That's
God
good.
bless
I
you,
didn't even
man.
know.
No, that's what we preach here, man. We
that's
talk
awesome.
a lot about that, man, because it's true. Being a good steward, how do you expect to get more if you can't even do with what you got?
Brother, I tell my kid all the time. How is he expected to give you more if you can't take care of what he's giving you so far?
Yeah. And that goes for all of us through our whole lives and our careers and everything. And employees, man.
I'll say it in Spanish. Si en lo poco eres fiel, en lo mucho te pondré.
Oof.
Yeah.
Oh, man. So, no, man, but guys, you got to listen to what he's telling you. He's telling you to make the correct moves from early on.
Yeah.
And he's looking out for you guys. He really wants you to climb the ladder. Credit is probably the first thing that I knew that I had to have.
Yeah.
and it wasn't listening to Dave Ramsey to pay off all your debt. It was more like listening to Patrick Bet-David on how we can climb and how we can really invest. Obviously, Patrick Bet-David wasn't around when I first started this out. But for you guys starting, man, if you can really skimp for like 5 years and live on nothing, okay, and live no lifestyle and hunker down and become a new version of yourself, I'm sorry, you'll be untouchable, guys. You'll be way ahead of everyone else. And the credit line you got to have, because there's a lot of times that you get put up against the wall that you have no other option, and you're thanking God that you did and sacrificed what you did when you had to, okay, to be able to have that. Trust me, the car is not going to help you. The going out's not going to help. The vacations aren't going to, none of that helps. I know you want to do it, but you got to hunker away.
But there's going to be a time for all that. There's a season for everything, guys. There's a season for everything. There's a season to hold on tight and make sure that you're putting things away and you're building, and there's a season to go ahead and enjoy and reap that harvest and enjoy that time. Yeah.
They're very true. I have another question for you. You went from distributing to landscape lighting installation. Has the second one outweighed the first one, or the first one still stronger than the second one?
I would say, it's gotten to a point where Elighting now, I mean, we're known as Elighting. Very, very people know us as Worldwide Distributors. They do, and
you guys sell online?
We haven't.
Okay.
No, we sell with people that call in. Okay. If we get a specified project with a light package schedule for whatever, a building, whatever is being constructed, we count up the plan. We put it together. We shoot off the spec sheets and the counts and the proposal, and we get it. We may get it. We may not. It all depends. Also, we do what's called value engineering, meaning we give you the same specs, better bang, better buck. You know what I mean? In other words, we save you some money. Sometimes these architects, engineers, they spec out, these high-end fixtures, and you really don't need it for the type of facility you got going on.
Oh, wow.
A 2x2 or a 2x4 lay-in panel, Lithonia, could cost you a lot more than a regular Sacco or Westgate brand.
Which will do the same thing.
Which gives you the same amount of warranty. So
same look.
Same look. Sometimes you got to look into value engineering the product, and the same thing goes in some of these big projects with the architects in the landscape business as well. Sometimes they spec out some of the higher end fixtures, and with not that they're lower end, they're just better pricing.
Second opinions, guys, is what I get from this.
Yeah.
Reach out if you're in the project or you have a project. You're listening to this a year from the date that it's been published. Reach out and get a second opinion. They can go to your job site. They can look at the plans. They can walk with you. They can do everything you need to do, because a second opinion is not always bad.
Yeah.
Especially when you're looking at $300,000 for lighting.
Sure.
And you're like, man, I don't think we're even going to do it.
Brother, if you can save 10%, 8%, 7% on $300,000.
It's massive.
I'll take it.
And there are projects like that. There are massive, huge projects.
Of course.
And then on the design aspect, someone that wants to incorporate this as, let's say they're a GC now, they want to get you under their wing.
Sure.
Talk to that guy real quick. What do you guys offer in a way that benefits them?
Well, I just think what we bring to the table would be the design that we bring.
All the go in, sign, shake hands, design.
We can design. We can go by with whatever has been designed. We can meet with you guys. We can work on their schedules. I know the GCs have certain schedules, and I know a lot of electrical guys and electrical contractors have a bunch of projects going at the same time. We're always going to under promise and over deliver. So, at the end of the day, may not tell you exactly what you want to hear, but I'm going to tell you the truth. And I'm going to tell you that once we start on your project, we're going to knock it out for you. Make sure it comes out right. 100%.
That's big right there, guys.
Yeah.
And he has the opportunity of, that's the thing, like when you get with people and you're let's say you build that relationship, you now have, say, not an open book, but you have their book of all their contacts, of all their people, of all the odd things that they can do that really shift everything. If you know the right person, you can get anything done.
Not what you know,
it's who you know. It's who you know. When you get to a certain level, it is who you know, and that plays a huge part in that pinned up against the wall where, like, yo, I need to get that 911. Who can I call for the 911? It's the relationship that comes through, and that's built over time. We use lighting out here for growing plants. Not us, but there are nurseries that, because I was thinking, man, lighting in the nursery. There are nurseries that grow plants 24 hours a day. That's a different type of bulb. Have you ever worked in that space?
I haven't, but one of my guys has. Okay. Charlie, as a matter of fact, he'll be able to figure out what's the lamp. Again, we would have to see. There's a spec on the existing lamp that you have right now.
Okay.
So basically,
or let's say they don't have a lamp, And let's say they need to grow something. You guys can
Yeah.
engineer something.
Yeah,
start to
yeah. We
finish?
can come up with something, and then we can make the right phone calls to figure out exactly what you need.
Okay,
sure.
because that's a big thing. Like right now, the only companies that really do it are the big ones that
Yeah.
they sell to chain stores that they're on a time crunch.
Right.
So the plants are growing all the time. But if someone wanted to get into it, who do you call?
Right.
Who do you call? And I don't know. I know there's companies that have done it, but I just don't know who they are.
Sure.
If you guys are them, reach out. I would love to speak with you.
Yeah.
But you guys can go and set something up for them, which is good.
Sure.
Someone, they go on Google, they don't know who to call. So
Right.
at least they have you as a point of contact. So write his contact down, guys. It's down in the description down below. One of the other things we talk about a lot here is integration, innovation, AI, you know, all that new stuff, the tech that's coming out. What do you see for the future of your industry?
Yeah, well, that's what I see. Again, I'm getting up there. I'm looking to be able to leave a legacy for not only my family, but whoever wants to go ahead and join forces and taking this to the next level. Yeah, I think these kids with AI and everything, just being able to put a script together or being able to send a quick letter and doing everything they're doing, it's incredible. I mean, back in our times,
It wasn't like that. What do you see for the light industry? Like the future of the light industry? Is there anything is there lights that you can just drop down and they sync together and then they do it all for you? What do you see changing in the game? Are you going to get away from the 70 watts and are you going to
you're going to get away from regular power. You're going to go PoE, power over Ethernet.
Power over Ethernet.
That's what the new buildings are coming out with. Now everything's going to run. That's going to run on your internet. It's going to run through your internet. It's talk about your whole building will be low voltage. So
the whole building's low voltage.
Low voltage.
It runs through
power over Ethernet. Cat 5, yeah, like a data. I mean, again, I'm not there yet. You know, I know there's a lot of it's there. The technology's there. They're being done right now. Eventually, I guess I'll get there when I'm swapping out some of those fixtures and companies are calling me that, you know, a few of these have gone out. But yeah, that's it. Power over Ethernet, PoE. I'm sure there's going to be a dedicated circuit for whatever.
There will be cables ran.
There will be cables ran, but it's not going to be your regular 110, 120 volt.
Which will get away from, you know, the kid with the knife and the...
or get away with, you know, the consumption that, you know, I mean, some of these buildings, you know, if you're just looking at non-occupied areas like stairwells, the consumption in the stairwell, because by code it has to be on 24/7. And if you've still got, you know, fluorescent tubes burning in there, I mean, your consumption could be 13, 15, especially when you got a 30-story building, 20-story building, you know, and there's 4 stairwells.
Yeah, the electric bills have to be massive.
Massive in the common areas, massive. So we can come in there and put, you know, LED and put it on a motion sensor, meaning if somebody comes in, boom, they turn on. 45 minutes later, they turn off. And you go from spending $13,000 a year just in stairwells to a few $100.
Wow.
It's huge savings. It's out there, and it's just about energy efficiency and savings moving forward, I believe. You know, my guys are right on the cusp of being able to figure out what's coming out, and they're bringing it to the table. And that's given me the opportunity to present a little bit more. To be honest, I'm not the guy that sits there and starts sourcing products and looking for different things, but
you have guys. How big's your team?
We got 11 guys in the team, and then another 6 installers out in the field.
Wow.
7 installers on the field.
Okay. Yeah. Wow. So your boys, their job is to know what's up, what's
going
popping,
on. Yeah.
What's new.
Yeah. Like, you know, guys on the field will send pictures. Hey, look, this is what we're up against. This is what we have. And already the balls are in play.
Looking.
Yeah, they're already looking. They're already figuring it out. So by the time you get back in the office at the end of the day, you get a count, you get numbers, you start putting proposals together. Again, that's the bottom line. Get an opportunity, sit in front of the customer, get your proposals in, and fill your funnel up, and you watch it drip. You'll watch. You know, things are gonna happen if you're working.
Oh yeah, no, but lighting in general is a big game changer.
It's a big game, and again, you know, being able to combine both the lighting and the electrical, and be able to do everything from beginning to end for the customer is something that we really do take pride in, and we want to make sure it comes out right.
Yeah, one stop.
Again, and when you think about it, you want it done as if it was for yourself.
You.
Yeah, I mean, would you accept that?
Yeah.
Would you?
Yeah, no,
I don't think so.
Yeah.
So let's make sure it's done right. That's it.
Yeah. How long have you been in business?
Man, I started in business. This company's been around now for 9 years, but I started in business back when I was like 31, 32.
So that's it. 31. You put on your boots.
Yeah. I'm getting to be 57.
Wow, bro.
57 years
old. You
old.
have kids? 5 kids.
5 kids.
Yeah, sorry.
All grown up.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What a
man.
blessing, bro.
Yeah, man. God has been good.
Guys, you already know, if you're looking for lighting, if you're looking to change the game, you're looking to create opportunities for yourself, you're looking to level up, you want somebody to show up, you get an opportunity to go to a job site, something that is just bigger than what you normally do. You can reach out to someone like him. You're doing something big and you don't want to deal with Johnny Bravo that doesn't show up.
Yeah.
Hit him up.
Yeah.
You want to use his lifelines, his booklet.
Yeah.
All right. You heard what he said. All right. The credit to the end. You want to see how you can tap into that. Reach out to him. All right. There's a lot of opportunities bringing people on this podcast. That's why we do this. And we feel that what he brings to the table, just in lighting in general, for you guys that are touching the hardscape, outdoor stuff, and creating opportunities for the future, we see it as tremendous, tremendous value.
Yeah.
So you already know, guys. Description down below, you're going to get all his information. Ariel, thank you.
Nice meeting you, brother.
Likewise,
and let them know also if they feel comfortable, they come by my showroom. It's right off the Turnpike and 120th. We'll go ahead and provide
That's
the address
awesome.
for you, and
Yeah.
you can stop by and you can look through everything and see things.
If you want to become a light installer, this is something that you feel called to do. You want to change the ambience. You want to do something for someone bigger, like be a part of something bigger than just you. Go over there, reach out, talk to him. I guarantee you, if you wanted to speak 10 minutes to him, he'll make 10 minutes to speak with you.
Sure.
Let him know you reached out, you saw him on the podcast, and tell him the truth. Hey, I'm starting out. What can I do? Hey, what should I do here? What should I do there? And I'm guarantee you, he can guide you guys. All right, he's been in the game a long time.
Thank
you, guys. God
Appreciate
bless
it.
you.
God bless.
All right, and we'll see you on the
Awesome.
next one.
Strive for
Bye-bye.
improvement. Time for the blueprint. Minds to elevate, thrive, and demonstrate, planting a movement. Sow the seeds, educate the flourish, building up the team. Our network with purpose, industry is green. Only scratch the surface, know this call is deep. Nobody gon' outwork us. Yeah, we chasing greatness, trying to give the code. Moving up with patience, foundation stone. Doing what it takes, we're here to break the mold. This for anyone who wanna level up. Let's grow.